Hey there. Okay, last time I posted something, it was with spaghetti squash. Remember I told you there's something really fun I like to do with my spaghetti squash when I have the leftovers, and I actually like to buy them bigger so that I have leftovers because it's one of my favorite things that I make with it. So, spaghetti squash leftover in my bowl. Probably, we didn't really have any leftovers this. I'd say this is probably 4 cups of spaghetti squash if you're trying to pay attention to measurements. But basically what I'm gonna make today is like a squash pancake. So if you've ever eaten potato pancakes before, this kind of is like that. A little bit of milk, eggs, some spices, a little bit of flour. Really easy. If you're trying to be gluten-free, just do an alternative flour in this. And so that's an easy way to do that. If you were doing dairy-free, I would just say maybe do a little olive oil or just something to give it a little bit of liquidity to it. You could even do like almond milk or something like that. But milk and then a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Remember that cheese that I did a long time ago? Still working on it because it lasts a long time. And again, just in my fancy Ziploc bag. So I'm gonna assemble this. Why don't you come on in here? I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Cracking a couple eggs in here. And this comes together, as you'll see, in real time, really fast. Oops, a little bit of shell. Hey, quick tip, if you don't know this, if you drop eggshells in your eggs that you've cracked, you can just, to get it out the best way, honestly, it's not with your own fingers. Take an actual half a shell and use that to scoop it. They like to stick to these, but they won't stick to your fingers very well, or a spoon. So that's a quick tip. So I got that in there, just break it up lightly. Kind of gonna get it started folding in. And then I'm gonna just start hitting it with some spices. I love chives, so I'm gonna do some chives in there. Heavy amount, because I really like that flavor. But I'm also gonna do a little bit of onion powder. And again, you guys, I don't measure, but I think when you cook enough, you'll start to kind of get the rhythm of what you like to put in. A little garlic powder and how much. So I'd say those are probably not a whole large quantity. Maybe half teaspoon if you wanted to measure it. I'd say go less in the beginning when you're not quite sure how you like things to be. And then salt is always really important. On that, I would go a little heavier in this amount, maybe a teaspoon or so. And then I'm gonna do flour. I'm gonna say this is probably about 1/4 cup of flour that I will sprinkle into this. And milk, probably about the same, maybe 1/4 cup. Not a ton of milk, maybe even a little less. And I'm just gonna begin to fold this all together. So again, think like pancake batter and what that would look like as you bring this together. Eggs are great, they act like a binder. So those are real important. And if you do this and it seems too liquidy, I would say add a little more flour. Now something that the cheese will add that I really like is a little bit of saltiness. But it also, when you put these in your pan, the cheese acts as a real good like browning agent. Remember I said these were like little flavor, I forget what I called them, little like beads of flavor. They're so good. So I do a pretty generous amount of the cheese in here because it really does kick up that flavor, and it'll also help the edges of these little squash pancakes brown up. So I've got these ready to go. I'm gonna go over here to my skillet. Come on with me. You see how quickly that all came together. Not fast, or not, sorry, not slow. Not slow, it came really fast. So avocado oil, that's my favorite high heat oil. Put a generous amount in there, probably a couple tablespoons or so. Turn on my light. My cast iron skillet is already pretty hot because it's been sitting here for a little while. And I'm actually gonna spoon, hold on. And this is all you do, guys. Pop it down, flatten it out, make it like a little round pancake. And these are so good, healthy for you. And if you wanted with this batter, you could even add in some diced, if you had ham or turkey or chicken, you could actually add in some protein if you wanted to. But I will serve these up with just some sour cream and let them go. Now let them just hang out because you want that crust to build, that browning, and then I'll flip them and I'll show you what that looks like in just a sec. Okay, these have been going in the pan for a few minutes. I'd say anywhere from like 3 to 5 minutes aside, depending on your heat level on your pan and how good your stovetop works. I've got a cast iron skillet, like I said. So what you want to look for is around the edge when it starts to seem a little bit dry and you can see some browning happening, then that's when I think it's ready to flip. Another tip, come on in here and zoom in. So look at this guy right here. See how it's brown on this half and then this half it's not? Heat element probably somewhere in the center. So something I will kind of do is once my pancakes are almost ready, I'll just give them a little bit of a kind of a half turn so that I can get some even browning. This part of the pan obviously isn't quite as brown or hot as this side. So when you're trying to get things evenly brown, just give it a little half turn and that'll help even out that heat. But these guys will be ready to come off in a minute. Another thing, because you're dealing with different amounts of leftover spaghetti squash, you don't really know your exact quantities, but I noticed that this seemed a little bit loose the first batch that I did. This is actually my second batch. And so I added more flour, probably more like a half cup to even up to a cup, so that it really kind of binds together, because you want the pancakes to be kind of juicy, but you don't want them to fall apart. So I noticed I needed to add a little bit more flour to my mix. Again, and if you're going gluten-free, you can use coconut flour, you could do almond flour. There's a lot of great alternatives out there if you have gluten-free issues. But these are going to go alongside some leftover meatloaf I have, super yummy. They also, one of my favorite ways to use these is I will use them almost like a bread alternative, because I really like to have toast when I have eggs. So I will actually use these as like the base of having a fried egg. So I'll heat one of these up, I make them up, I keep them in the fridge, and then I'll just warm one of them up in the microwave, pop a fried egg on top, and it's super good, kind of giving you that sense that you're having a piece of toast, but you're not. So really easy, give it a whirl. Let me know what you think, because I think it's a really fun way to work with spaghetti squash and something that's totally out of the box that you wouldn't normally do with it other than treat it like it was spaghetti. So, all right, thanks.